Now to the rapidly escalating fight between President Trump and Elon Musk. When asked about Musk calling for lawmakers to kill the spending bill, Trump said that he was disappointed with Musk. Musk responded with a series of posts on his X account, including one where he said Trump would have lost the election without his help. Joining us now from the White House is Alex Gangitano from The Hill. Alex, we spoke to you yesterday. Trump had not said anything. He has now. What is going on?
That's right. You and I yesterday were talking about, will this implode? Could this turn into something that Trump is critical of Elon Musk? Now, 24 hours later, here we are. They're both posting on True Social, on X, about one another, and it's turned into a pretty nasty breakup of sorts. So as you mentioned earlier today in the Oval Office, the president was asked about Elon Musk's efforts to kill the House GOP bill that's now working its way through the Senate. And Elon Musk has said that it doesn't do anything to reduce the deficit. He's not a fan of the lack of tax credit for EVs, since that's a big part of his company. But the president kind of backed away from being too negative until we saw him in the Oval Office today. He said he was surprised about Musk's comments. He said he was disappointed by them. And then he said he's not sure what their relationship will be like going forward. Well, they were really close. Now we've seen things really go off the rails, I would say, on social media. The president just recently said that he will be terminating Musk's government subsidies and contracts, those for his company. Meanwhile, Musk, as you mentioned, said, I don't think the president would have won the election if it wasn't for me.
So this is very interesting that it's escalated this quickly, but let's think about it. We have the president arguing with Elon Musk. Elon Musk, again, like we spoke about yesterday, is not an elected official, has now left his role of DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency. So is this really just two men fighting it out online, or will this have greater impacts?
It does already have an impact on Musk's bottom line, considering these government contracts that the president wants to drop. It could have an impact going forward on Republicans and whether Musk wants to write checks to those that are aligned with Trump in 2026, or will he write checks to those more fiscal hawks, a Thomas Massie in the House, who Trump has threatened to primary because he didn't support the bill. Well, Massie said that he wasn't a fan of it raising the deficit. So there's a lot of factors here that a falling out with Elon Musk could lead to. Meanwhile, Musk, of course, probably enjoyed having the ear of the president. He was able to give him a phone call when he needed something. We just saw that the president's nominee for NASA was not able to get passed. That had to do with Elon Musk choosing him and then others get involved. So he definitely had influence. Meanwhile, if this relationship is no longer working for anybody, is no longer healthy, we won't see Musk have that influence. But will he find other outlets to be influential, whether that's, as I mentioned, some of these fiscal hawk Republicans, or maybe even Democrats want to have him on board with them?
Do you think that this might even progress further along, and where some of the changes that Musk did while in DOGE, that the president maybe won't force them or support them, because a lot of them right now are hung up in the courts? Do you think that'll have any impact on what's happening right now?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I could see, him directing someone in the agency perhaps to look at some of these cuts, do some double checks because of the now lack of trust that's forming with Musk. Right now, we haven't seen any indications of that. But of course, the president himself is now who will be getting, the backlash if people are upset about some of these court cases, if the federal workers here in D.C. who lost their jobs. It's kind of Trump's issue now, whereas it was Elon Musk was in that role of boogeyman for a few months here at the start of the administration. And now with him out, it's the administration as a whole. So that could be the next step here. But of course, that was such a big priority for the president to do this overhaul of the federal government, to look at cost-cutting efforts. And it's just so interesting that Musk was at the helm of that.
Musk was at the helm. Musk is now out of the White House and speaking ill about the president. My last question for you, Alex, is where do you see it going from here?
Very interesting. I mean, things are escalating very quickly. I think this isn't the end at all. I think we're going to see a lot of Republican leadership, also find ways to bash Musk, side with the president. Speaker Johnson just earlier today was saying, I'm planning on talking to him about the GOP bill. I don't think there's going to be a lot of phone calls now. I think they're all going to take the side of the president. Meanwhile, some other Republicans might be more Team Musk here. So I think we might see some divisions happening. But I think, stay tuned on social media because it seems like a lot's happening and it's very quickly. If you asked us back, in January, how long could this relationship last? There was a lot of people saying they're getting along really well and things are moving forward with the two of them working together. And things have changed now come June.
Yep, 6 months later. Alex Gangitano from The Hill reporting live from the grounds of the White House. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And stay with us. We'll be right back.